السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters, our ICI community members, our ICI family there, inshallah, I hope everyone is doing well. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy and His blessings are descending, inshallah, and everyone is taking an opportunity to take from the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal by obeying His commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and staying away from the disobedience of Allah Azza wa Jal. We ask Allah to protect everyone. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah, today from the lessons of the Holy Quran, we were discussing about al-isa'atu, and that is to deliberately and intentionally do wrong to someone. We spoke about the ayat of the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jal mentions the one who does good, he actually does good for himself, and the one who does wrong, he does wrong to himself. So when we talk about doing wrong to yourself, is deliberately and intentionally intend to do something bad about someone. Now this is considered to be, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam said in a hadith that those people who rectify their behavior and become good for the remaining portion of their life after they're realizing their mistake, Allah Azza wa Jal hopefully will take care of their previous matters that were not right or up to the standards of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those people who continue to have this bad approach and a bad behavior and being very, very harsh in words and doing wrong to people, becoming happy with other people's misery, eventually they will die in a stage that they will have no accreditation in the court of Allah. On the day of judgment, Allah will not purify them, Allah will not take care of them, Allah will not forgive them, and they will have a very worst and a very bad outcome. And then Allah's Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that these people will not also be considered in the court of Allah as witnesses of many other things that the ummah will be given. Allah says, we have made you وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ we have made you a moderate ummah, a very upright ummah, and you will be used, and your opinion and judgment will be used in regarding the judgment or in regarding individuals who have come in the past. So regarding their matters, so your judgment will be used, you will be considered as shuhada in the sight of Allah. But these categories of individuals who deliberately do wrong to individuals, they will be selected out, they will be out from that category, and Allah will not utilize their services on the day of judgment. So these are some of the things that we can understand. Now, Muhaddith Allama Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahumullah mentions that the act of Isa'a is from the sifat of munafiqeen, it is from the characteristics of the hypocrites. Hasan Basri rahmatullah alayhi says, rahimahullah, إِنَّ الْمُؤْمِنَ جَمَعَ إِحْسَانًا وَشَفَقَةً, that a believer, he has two great qualities. And number one is, he is always intending to good individual. He is always intending good towards other individuals. He is making sure that people are okay and they're doing right and helping them out in any way they can, giving the advice or giving a word of advice that can help an individual, not escalating the situation in departing communities, rather escalating the situation in bringing people together, putting his own prefer in all his own egos behind. These are individuals who are working to become or make good changes in the individuals and communities and so on and so forth. So Rasul Hasan Basri rahmatullah alayhi says this is a sign of a believer. And a sign of a munafiq, he's always becoming a problem in creating disputes, in making people in difficulties in his life and in the life of other individuals and so on and so forth. So these are things that we have to make ourselves aware of. Allah Azza wa Jal highly condemns this behavior in the Quran, and from the teachings of the Quran, we have to make sure that we are adopting the good qualities. And when we talk about what are the things that will make a person go towards bad behavior, what are the things that makes this, escalates the situation. escalates of your bad behavior. You become bad towards individuals. You talk badly to them. You don't have a sense of humor. You don't have a sense of communication. You are a very you consider yourself to be upright, but you are harsh at the same time. What are these things? What are the things, the sifat that is found in an individual that escalate? Number one is al-ya'su, and that is to lose hope from the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are angry at everyone. You are angry at your destination, the way Allah Azza wa Jal has put you. You're not happy. You're not content inside. You don't have much connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you have bad connection with Allah, you automatically have bad connection with individuals. Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَذَلِكُمْ ظَنُّكُمُ الَّذِي ظَنَنْتُمْ بِرَبِّكُمْ أَرْضَاكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ فَإِنْ يَصْبِرُوا فَالنَّارُ مَثْوًى لَهُمْ وَإِنْ يَسْتَعْتِبُوا فَمَا هُمْ مِنَ الْمُعْتَبِينَ. That this is how they actually, visualize their situation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They never had hope in the mercy of Allah, so they never connected with Allah in this way. So your bad connection with Allah makes you harsh, and your good connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes you a better individual. So to become a better individual, lift up your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two is lacking of wisdom, right? Lacking of wisdom. So when you don't have lack of wisdom, you don't have the understanding how to deal with situations. And wisdom is developed by two things. Number one, listening more and talking less. If you listen more and you talk less, you adapt, you understand, you starting to have understanding how to reply to situations, how to reply to matters, processing things before you execute them, right? Don't do an immediate reaction. Don't live up. And then when you are processing it, don't open your ears up to the negative parts of it. Be a very, very sound in judgment. That if I'm going to reply like this, or I'm going to give my statement like this, what can be an outer reaction? Am I going to hurt someone or not? Am I going to break the heart of individuals? These sincerity, since we have lacking, and due to current situation, they are more of text and email communications versus physical communication, and some of the things that offend people. Because when you go into the aspects of communicating through verbiage and only wording and no emotions attached, 50% of the communication gap is already there. And you're not able to attach the emotions to it. Sometimes you might be saying the right thing, but it can deliver in a wrong way. So we have to be thinking all of these things, that maybe I would say the right thing, but it would deliver it. So what can be a better way I can approach this, right? Instead of reacting it immediately, you see those WhatsApp wars happening everywhere. In every group, there is a WhatsApp war that against this person or against that thing. All of these things needs to stop, because these are part of isa'ah. And a person who is doing these things, then eventually his head he's not leading towards the qualities of the believers. Rather, he is leading towards the qualities of the munafiqeen and hypocrites, and the outcome is very bad. So we have to rectify ourselves. The society is going to change when we change ourselves, inshallah. And we're going to talk about more of these akhlaq that come into our life due to this approach of condemning things all the time. We ask Allah to grant us understanding and the ability to practice. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakumullah khair for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.